Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Spielberg, the Red Bull Ring.
You've just put in the fastest lap. Good job.
For the Austrian Grand Prix of TNR Season 2. Now we put in a lap, it's just a banker. We were looking good to improve, but took the Daniel Kvyat line through there and lost the time in the last two corners. So couldn't improve, and I ended up P4 on the grid. Both my rivals in the championship on the front row. Not ideal at all, especially with Wimp on super softs. Got pure contrast in front as well. Last week, of course, we had a bit of a laggy issue with him, so hopefully that won't rear its ugly head again and destroy either of our races. Got very close to the back of Wimp there, and oh no! Contact there with Pure, and the unfortunate victim there was the new Williams driver. I think that was Chucky. Very unfortunate for him. Either way, we've lost our wing and need to pit. Let's go on board with Pure. I expected him to yield. Turns out on his POV, I actually come across him. So lag again has actually forced us into a collision there, and he gets further damage. You can definitely tell it's lag because I was spinning on my screen as a result of the contact, and meanwhile the spin caused the contact on his screen. So unfortunate. Again, we had that collision in Baku as well, and 16 seconds is a lot to make up here, especially for both of us. Nemo retired, you just saw on the bottom of the screen, so that's one car left to pass.
Caution.
I believe he chose to retire rather than actually crashing, and his car's still on the track, and goodness me, I got myself a warning, or two. Wow. That actually cost me a penalty later in the race, but thankfully it didn't chop me down any positions. Talking of positions, a couple of cars in the pits, hoping they're going for two stops because I still need to make another stop in this race. Now up in front you can see a lagging Minardi Burger. Now that is OP magic. Big lag there. And
Go now.
put on a second set of super softs, only to come out right behind Hold Up Man. Think of the downfall for us too. We were 1 and 2 early stages of this race last season. Now we're fighting over P12 and there's no one behind us. Thankfully I'm able to get past into the second last corner here. Unfortunately though, I launch myself over the last corner and give that position straight back. What's even more problematic for me is that I pitted to get away from OP/Minardi Burger because I could see he was lagging. And there he is right in front of us, so that didn't work at all. The undercut was a complete failure, and they're both lagging now. So all I can think of is, how am I going to get points out of this race? It's been a complete disaster. Down the inside of one, thankfully avoided the other, lag or no lag, and now I have to set about trying to figure out a way past this McLaren. Thankfully he was in the party with me, and at this point I actually thought I'd passed him. Turns out I was sorely mistaken, as there he is right there. I told him at this point it was unmanageable, and he was kind enough to pull over on this next straight to let me through, somewhat alleviating the stress I had at this point, although that was only for P11, still not in the points. And as I looked back, we can see in slow motion there was a collision between the two of them. I don't think you can blame either of them. Such was the lag in this event. Those two, Mozza, Pure, possibly myself, I'm not sure whose end of the connection wasn't as good, but it was terrible for everyone involved. Contrast came out of the pits in that previous clip behind us, so that might be battle resumed soon. Thankfully we got a good run here on Mozza as we tried to avoid the bits of waffles rather than the waffles and bits at turn 1. Interestingly, that's exactly where his car ended up as a retirement last season, so a bit of deja vu there. And here's some more deja vu. Pure contrast in a battle with us, and he is quick at this point on those ultras, setting the fastest lap as you can see. I decide not to defend turn 1, and he goes for it, goes a bit deep, and I get back past. I really didn't want to be in this battle actually. Just wanted to get to the end, hope some people around me had penalties or something at least. Now he goes for a move around the outside here, which I defended. Wasn't going to make it too easy for him. Anyway, I see that there's a possibility to cover off the inside, and he forces me off the track from a bump from behind. Immediately seems strange, because that's very risky to get front wing damage if he does that. And we'll watch this. There's actually already been contact here on his perspective, so we can tell again that there's been some lag. And there, I didn't have the clearance to get across in front of him, and I actually never was. So, very strange. He did nothing wrong there. And if we go back on board with me, you can see that I'm clearly right in front of him, and in my mirror you can see his full car. So, if that's not a clear depiction of lag, I don't know what is. The only silver lining I had in the final lap of the race was that there was an AI car in front of us. Bozza had paused for whatever reason, and that was a bonus for me, 2 points, even a bit of lag from that AI there. Either way, a massive loss of points in the championship, something like 25 now behind the leader Whimpernator, who was victorious in this race, with Maznat crossing the line first but having a penalty. Maznat indeed closing up in P3 as well. My championship gone a bit pear-shaped here. Hopefully we'll try and reset that with a better race in Great Britain. I've been Jacko. See you guys in Silverstone.